So good afternoon everybody and welcome to another Lichfield and Tamworth Chamber in Focus video call today. Today we welcome Steve Butler, Haines Watts in Tamworth, managing partner of a business accountancy firm and business advisors that have been based in the area for 25 years. So quite a long-standing association with the area. Steve, how are you? You okay?
Not too bad, thanks. And you, Chris?
Brilliant. Yes, very well. Thank you. Very well. And today we welcome Steve, again, linked to last week's discussion with South Staffordshire College. It's the Sutton Lichfield Tamworth Cannock Chase Awards that are taking place on the in January 2021 online, unfortunately, rather than at the Belfry this year due to various issues around the pandemic. But it's great to have Steve on board as a sponsor of Lichfield and Tamworth Large Business of the Year Award. Steve, firstly, thanks for your support as always on that. It's fantastic to welcome you as that support again this year. Today we'll just sort of discuss why you're sponsoring the award, but also get a bit of an insight from yourself from an accountancy point of view around the last sort of 12 months. So just give us a bit of an introduction to what you do and tell us a bit about some of the support you've managed to offer businesses through your extensive experience in the last 12 months.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because of course, no one's yet ever had any experience in this situation. But I think it is more than ever a matter of sort of speaking to different people. And I mean, that's the main thing that we've been trying to do is just have open communications with as many people as possible. Because I think it can be a lonely place running a business for a lot of people. Yes, you might have some co-directors, I suppose. You've got your family, haven't you? But a lot of businesses have the family working in the business. So it's been tough times for a lot of people. I mean, some businesses have done very well out of it, but even so, there's still a worry, there's still a concern. You're not quite sure, certainly at the start of things, what was going to happen. So I think we were just keen on trying to have open communications as much as possible, encourage people to speak to as many people as possible, including the chamber. Obviously, would be an obvious route, and ask questions. We had a COVID hub, as it was called, that was set up on our website, which listed sort of areas of potential support and areas where sort of finance could be made available and things such as that, and it sort of linked through to different areas as far as that was concerned. And I think possibly we might have gone a bit too early without. Sorry.
Oh yeah, how useful have your clients found that? How useful have your clients found that sort of portal and that area of advice?
Sorry, Chris. Yeah, I think that a lot of people have referred to it, but again, a lot of people like to talk it through. And of course, one of the things about having a hub is there's elements in it that might not apply to everybody. So of course, if someone's got to hone it down and sort of say, okay, these are the main areas that may relate to you and help you out. And then we had a follow-on that was this coming out of COVID, so sort of suggestions and recommendations coming out of COVID. And so we may have gone a little bit too early on that when that was launched a couple of months ago. But of course, businesses are going to be quite a different shape, aren't they, when they come out of COVID to what they were like when they went in.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, that funding and those support packages that, I know we spoke at length, sort of March, April, May time when all the funding was coming out. I suppose, as accountants and as long-standing partners of businesses, that I suppose has been an area you've had to really react to quite quickly, and members of your team, of course, as well.
Yeah, I think to a large extent, the government have managed to keep the cycle or the flow of monies going around by trying to put monies into businesses. They didn't make it too difficult for businesses to obtain those sort of fundings, but there were a certain number of businesses that fell between the cracks. And obviously, we deal with a lot of owner managers, and although the furlough helped with salaries and areas such as that, a lot of owner managers pay themselves via dividends. And there wasn't quite the same support as far as the dividends were concerned. So we did get quite a bit of sort of feedback on that, and what we thought the government were going to do. But I was surprised they didn't do something with the dividends. But it doesn't look like they're going to do anything now. They felt self-employed to some extent, subject to certain limits, and with things like the VAT, avoiding not having to pay the VAT, that meant that money stayed within businesses, so that all helped. But I think where we're at now, and if there's any more of these sort of lockdowns, it can't continue again and again and again, and that's the difficulty.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned those sort of gaps and those areas of people not getting support, and I suppose again with yourself at the forefront and the front line of that, it's vital that if that support isn't there, that you're able to help businesses manage their incomes and manage their their outgoings and incomings, I suppose, to navigate that. But it must be very tough for businesses in that position. Again, as a chamber, we we're fully aware of some of those gaps, and and we'll continue to lobby to make sure the government are aware of that. But yeah, it's difficult, and I think that note really does show the real tough situation that businesses and business people can find themselves in, without really necessarily anything that they can, that they've done wrong necessarily. It shows that tough, and I suppose
that's always a thing, that a bit of a mantra that you use. Try and worry about the things you've got some control over, and don't worry about things you've got no control over. Well, something like this materialising out of the blue, sort of 6 months, 7, 8 months ago, whenever it was. No one could have planned for that, could they? And then of course control's taken off you when you have to shut for certain reasons, and that and the other. Then even the bits that you think you do have some control over disappear, and that creates its own stresses and pressures. And of course, obviously that's been a bigger and bigger issue, and potentially moving forwards as well in terms of the impact upon people's mental health and well-being.
Yes, you mentioned about not having people to sort of talk to within the business, because you're, as the business owner, talking about figures and finances. Again, I suppose your position as a business must be very important as well, to be that sort of helping hand for owners who need to be able to talk to people about what's going on in their business. Yeah.
I think at times it is, the sort of people, professional advisors generally are the shoulder to cry on, or the sounding board as far as that's concerned, which isn't always purely about the numbers, is it? But of course, ultimately it is about the numbers and making sure that you can maintain and hopefully grow a business. Certainly at the moment, the growth side of things may have been less relevant for some businesses. Some businesses have done very well out of the situation, of course, but other businesses, it's more a matter of just maintaining what you can, so that when we do see the light at the end of the tunnel, you're able to sort of grasp whatever opportunities you can at that point to try and move forwards.
Yeah, and you're in a position there, to really move forward. I suppose on that, I suppose from an advice point of view for your clients, is that one of the areas you've been sort of discussing with businesses, where it's possible, where get ready to sort of move forward once fingers crossed the crisis abates into the new year?
Yeah, I think that it's been an opportunity for a lot of businesses to look at the shape of their teams of people and what have you, and like it or not, it's probably a shot across the bows in terms of looking at the levels of staffing requirements that people do have. Obviously, the furlough people have been retained, but there will be some fallout from this, I'm sure. And so again, it's sort of looking at the shape of the business as you move forward. Are there any changes that need to be made as far as that shape is concerned, and try and almost rebase yourself as a business in terms of what the new normal might look like, if we ever get to what that is. Obviously, the other thing is, what I always say, one of the consistencies about business is a complete lack of consistency, and so certainly we've been there more than ever over the last few months, and it's still quite difficult for a lot of people to foresee exactly what that future shape is going to look like, which is just so difficult.
Yeah, it is. And moving on to the awards side, obviously, you're sponsoring the awards again this year for a second time after last year. It's, as I said, it's great to have you on board as such a well-regarded sort of figure in business in Tamworth and further afield. Just give us a bit of an insight into the reasons behind getting involved in the awards again this year, and what you look to achieve from that as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've always had a close relationship with the chamber for many years. We've always found them to be very amenable and able to support such a wide range of businesses and individuals, and support ourselves. And organisations like that, because of the value they add across the board, it's worth supporting them in whatever ways that can be done. And so we're delighted with the opportunity to sort of stay involved. Obviously, it's a bit of a different event this time, with not being actual a location and a sit-down meal and a few drinks and what have you, which is a shame, because I think it's fair to say that I do enjoy that. But we're going to be a slightly different sort of format this year. But ways and means of helping to contribute to organisations that have got that wider support, because it's a knock on to our clients, other businesses, and the community at large as well. So delighted with the opportunity to be able to be involved.
Wonderful, Steve. That's great. No, thanks so much. And yeah, I think the discussions you had previous to the plug for the awards is absolutely true. I think that mental health side and the support of businesses is so important. So I really appreciate your time. It's a pleasure, as I said, to have you involved again this year. Certainly, those watching, have a chat to Steve. I'm sure he's happily sort of discuss with you some of the areas that you've covered in those advice pieces, Steve. And we'll look forward to seeing you, albeit virtually, in January for the awards, and looking forward to seeing who will be nominated. The nominations close at the end of this month. So the Young Professional Award and also the Large and Small Business Award in both Sutton, Lichfield and Tamworth and Cannock Chase are all open for our members and non-members to engage and really look positively in the next over the last 12 months where possible. So thanks everybody. Look forward to seeing you, Steve, again soon, and thank you.
Thanks for that, Chris. Thank you.